Can you imagine receiving the opportunity of a lifetime, the chance to step into the void left by Europe's most prolific goal scorer and make people forget about a wonder kid the world once couldn't stop talking about? This is exactly the story unfolding for Gonzalo Garcia. Against all odds, this young talent has gone from being an overlooked name on the bench to a crucial figure, leading his side deep into the Club World Cup. From a player who was once considered surplus to requirements, to now being on the verge of securing a starting spot in Real Madrid's his transformation has been nothing short of remarkable, and the ripple effect of his breakthrough could change the future of Real Madrid's attack. To understand just how monumental this is, we need to rewind to the summer of 2023. It was the end of an era. Karim Benzema, after 3 sensational seasons, bid farewell to the Santiago Bernabéu. His legacy, a staggering 105 goals, 30 assists, and the crowning glory of a Ballon d'Or, La Liga, and the Champions League. His departure left a massive void, sparking anxiety among Madrid fans and pundits alike about who could possibly replace such a legend. As a stopgap, Madrid turned to Joselu, the towering 6'4" striker who delivered some crucial moments, including his unforgettable brace against Bayern Munich in the Champions League semi-final. Yet, even Joselu's time was short-lived, and with La Fabrica struggling to produce an heir to Benzema's throne, the search for a reliable No.9 grew more desperate. Enter Gonzalo Garcia, a player now being spoken about in the same breath as Raul González Blanco, a living legend at Real Madrid. Currently, the top scorer in the Club World Cup with 4 goals. Gonzalo is emerging as the surprise solution Madrid didn't realize they had. His meteoric rise has already sparked debate among fans, many of whom believe he's overtaken Endrick in the internal hierarchy. Some even claim he could threaten Vinicius Jr for a starting role, which would see Mbappe shifted back to the left wing. It's a bold and ambitious vision, especially when considering Mbappe was one of the frontrunners for the Ballon d'Or just last year. Yet, what's undeniable is that Xabi Alonso already rates Gonzalo ahead of Endrick. Not long ago, Gonzalo was heavily linked with loan moves to clubs like Getafe, a known destination for La Fabrica graduates who didn't quite make the grade. Names like Raul Albiol, Dani Parejo, and Roberto Soldado all took that route. However, those rumors are now dead. Madrid cannot afford to loan out their top scorer on the world stage. Insiders credit All himself for persuading the club to keep Gonzalo through the winter window, recognizing the huge potential Madrid has on their hands. Getafe's interest is no secret, but Madrid's stance is now firm. Gonzalo Garcia stays. With such performances on the pitch, this young Spaniard might just be writing the next great chapter in Real Madrid's history. Borja Mayoral, a product of La Fabrica, is currently plying his trade at Getafe, just 15 kilometers south of Madrid. His career path is familiar, one of many young talents nurtured at Real Madrid, only to eventually seek opportunities elsewhere. Not long ago, Gonzalo Garcia seemed destined to follow the same route. Just 6 months ago, he was on the verge of becoming yet another name on the list of Madrid academy players moving to Getafe. The move appeared all but inevitable. However, one man stood firmly in his way: Raul González Blanco. The Real Madrid legend, still coaching within the club's academy system, is arguably the main reason Gonzalo Garcia remains at Real Madrid today. Despitiankle Torres, the president of Getafe, publicly insisting that an agreement exists between the two clubs should Gonzalo ever leave Madrid. Recent events have made such a transfer increasingly unlikely. Gonzalo's brilliant performances at the Club World Cup have elevated him beyond such scenarios. Madrid won't let go of a player who might just be their striker for the next decade. Before we dive into what his inclusion under Xabi Alonso could mean for Real Madrid's starting 11 next season, it's worth looking back at Gonzalo Garcia's remarkable footballing journey. Madrid-born talent, destined for greatness, Gonzalo Garcia Torres was born on March 24, 2004. In Madrid, with his family's roots deeply tied to the heart of the Spanish capital, his earliest steps in football were taken with local amateur clubs such as SEEK, Santa Barbara, and Urama Race, all of which collaborate with the Real Madrid Foundation. In many ways, his relationship with Real Madrid began as early as 2008, when he was just 4 years old. In 2014, following a family move within Madrid, Gonzalo officially joined the club's prestigious La Fabrica Youth Academy. His journey wasn't entirely linear. A brief relocation to the Balearic Islands led to a short stint at Murcia during the 2018 to 2019 season. However, he soon returned to Madrid and picked up where he left off, steadily progressing through the academy ranks. The breakthrough at Castilla and beyond. By the age of 20, Gonzalo Garcia had established himself as one of the most prolific strikers in Spanish youth football. Playing for Real Madrid, Castilla, during the 2024 to 2025 Primera Federación campaign, Spain's third division, he recorded a sensational 25 goals in 36 matches, finishing as the joint top scorer across both the North and South conferences. For context, Castilla narrowly missed out on the promotion playoffs, finishing 6th in Group 2. just 4 points shy of 5th place, the final playoff spot. Nonetheless, Gonzalo's goal-scoring exploits stood out. To lead both conferences in goals is an achievement rarely seen from a player so young, yet Gonzalo's exposure to first-team football didn't begin there. His initial taste of senior action came earlier, in September 2023, when an injury to Vinicius Jr. created a vacancy in Carlo Ancelotti's squad. He was named on the bench against Getafe and made his first-team debut in November 2023. Coming off the bench against Cadiz, the future under Xabi Alonso. Most striking about Gonzalo Garcia's rise is how quickly he's moved from being linked to loan moves away to becoming a serious candidate for Real Madrid's starting next season under Xabi Alonso. His maturity, goal-scoring instinct, and connection with the fans suggest he might be more than just a temporary solution. With the departures of past legends and uncertainty around other forwards, Gonzalo Garcia's story is no longer one of survival within Madrid's system. It's about writing the next chapter of glory at the Santiago Bernabéu. Gonzalo Garcia's first major step toward stardom arrived just a few months ago, in February 2025, when he scored his first-ever senior goal for Real Madrid. It came in dramatic fashion, a stoppage-time winner in the Copa del Rey quarterfinal. Against Leganés' towering header not only demonstrated his composure under pressure, but also his aerial prowess, qualities Madrid had been desperately searching for in their next number 9. That goal proved vital, securing Madrid's place in the semi-finals against Real Sociedad and firmly putting Gonzalo on the map as a serious first-team contender. A versatile and intelligent forward, while many label him simply as a classic striker, Gonzalo Garcia's playing style is far more versatile than people might realize. At the Club World Cup, he operated mainly as a traditional number 9, but his physical profile, technical ability, and tactical intelligence allow him to play across the entire forward line, even as a second striker if needed. What sets him apart is his combination of aerial strength, sharp off-the-ball movement, and excellent ball protection. His finishing ability is well-rounded, and to prove it, just look at the variety of his recent goals. His first header, the decisive one against Leganés in the Copa del Rey, a towering header again, this time in the round of 16 at the Club World Cup against Juventus, and a composed right-footed finish after a delicate through ball from Arda Güler in the quarterfinal against Borussia Dortmund, a rising star, changing Madrid's plans as of now. It's impossible to predict how the Club World Cup will conclude for either Real Madrid or Gonzalo Garcia, especially since this is being recorded just before their semi-final clash against PSG. However, one fact is already clear: his performances have completely shaken up Madrid's attacking hierarchy, with Kylian Mbappe sidelined by a stomach flu and Endrick recovering from a hamstring injury. Gonzalo has seized his opportunity and delivered performances beyond anyone's expectations. He hasn't just filled in, he's made people forget who he's replaced. The rarity of this achievement at such a level, what Gonzalo is doing, is extremely rare at this level of football. To step in for one of the best players on the planet and perform so convincingly that their absence barely registers requires not just technical quality, but a remarkable mentality and unshakable confidence. For context, we've seen similar rare cases in recent years. In January 2025, when Bukayo Saka suffered a 3-month hamstring injury, Mikel Arteta entrusted teenager Ethan Nwaneri with his first-ever Premier League start. Nwaneri delivered a composed, impactful performance in a 3-1 victory over Brentford, dominating the right flank, completing every first-half pass, and even registering an assist from a set-piece. Arteta praised his courage and maturity. In the following weeks, Nwaneri scored 7 goals across all competitions, keeping Arsenal's *** title hopes alive for as long as possible. Marcus Rashford's breakout in 2016 is another parallel. Though known today for his inconsistency and polarizing public image, Rashford's initial emergence was nothing short of spectacular. In February 2016, an unexpected injury crisis gave him a shot with Manchester United's first team. Let's rewind for a moment to February 2016. Manchester United were in crisis. Anthony Martial pulled up injured in the warm-up before a Europa League tie against Midtjylland. Stepped forward an unknown 18-year-old Marcus Rashford. On his senior debut, he didn't just fill the gap, he exploded onto the scene, scoring twice and immediately capturing headlines across Europe. 3 days later, he made his Premier League debut against Arsenal. And what happened? He bagged another 2 goals and an assist in a stunning 3-1 win at Old Trafford. His meteoric rise from academy hopeful to first-team star and even a call-up to the national team was all sparked by a teammate's misfortune. And right now, Gonzalo Garcia's story feels eerily similar. The changing attack, a new order at Madrid. We touched on earlier, Madrid's pecking order in attack is shifting. Gonzalo Garcia's rise affects Endrick for sure. The Brazilian wonder kid still has a future at Madrid. Maybe he stays, maybe he heads out on loan to gain experience. But the situation becomes even more delicate when it comes to Rodrygo. Has already come out publicly declaring he's ready to fight for his place. He's been crucial for Madrid throughout his time at the club, consistently stepping up in big moments. Yet despite his contributions, he's often been overlooked. Put yourself in his shoes. Imagine being constantly undervalued. Even after proving yourself on the pitch, Madrid go and sign Kylian Mbappe, and suddenly all anyone talks about is this dream trio of Mbappe, Vinicius, and Bellingham. You're cut out of the conversation entirely. Then, the following season, you deliver another strong campaign, but a 21-year-old academy product bursts onto the scene and takes your spot. What can you do? It's brutal. That's just how elite football works sometimes, and make no mistake, Rodrygo is a world-class player. He will be highly sought after if he decides to leave this summer. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Manchester City, Liverpool, he fits perfectly into any of those sides. His reputation speaks for itself. The big question, who makes the cut? So this brings us to the big question. Has Gonzalo Garcia effectively eaten up Rodrygo's place as another forward option in this squad? When you lay it all out on the table, here's the reality. Madrid have Vinicius, Mbappe, Rodrygo, Endrick, Brahim Diaz, Gonzalo Garcia, Arda Güler, and of course, Jude Bellingham, who, while technically a midfielder, often plays high up the pitch under Xabi Alonso. That's 8 players competing for 3 spots. It's simple math. 1 or 2 of them will leave. So what's the best approach for Madrid? Do they keep faith in youth with Gonzalo? Do they cash in on Rodrygo while his stock is high? Or will someone else be the one to make way? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out our latest upload where we explain why La Liga might have a serious problem with Real Madrid next season. See you there.